Hi, this is Yoga by Beka, and this is a second video on abdominals and upper body strength to do some handstand prep work. These drills are not exactly a vinyasa yoga flow, but we do focus on doing these exercises on the breath. So when ready, lay down on your mat. Lift your legs up into the sky. Your hands are placed beneath your hips as a bit of a cushion. And let's start doing leg lifts. Breathing in and breathing out. Lift your legs using the lower abdominals as your power source. Feel your lower abdominals pulling the legs up to the sky and then lowering them down with resistance. This is going to tighten up your lower abdominal area, creating an overall stability with your core that you'll need in order to be able to pull off a handstand. Now lower the legs down. Gather them back up, straight to the sky. Flatten your arms beside you, your hips. And we're going to use the lower abdominals to lift up your legs and pretend to stamp a little stamp of approval on the ceiling above you. Get a focal point and try to lift those hips to get your toes to touch that in the sky, in the ceiling. Keep lifting. Feel the power from your lower abdominals. Now we're going to do some boat exercises. Lift your bent legs up in the sky and your torso into boat pose. Your hands meet in the middle, touching, and go side to side in a twist, sort of like a Russian twist. Now chest level side to side, and now up to the sky, touch the corners. Hands back down, boat pose. Slowly lower down into lower boat, then pull up. Lower, pull up. If you need to take a break, please do so. You can do some Sufi grinds to massage the back, the stomach, to catch your breath. Back into boat pose, let's resume. Lower into lower boat. Hold it for a moment. Pull up. Lower. Pull up. Lower. Pull up. Lower again. Hold it, and then pull up. Now slowly lower back down. Expand the arms above your head. Keep your core tight, shoulders lifted off the mat for a moment, and then now do a full release. Sit yourself up. Let's get into tabletop position. We're going to warm up the wrists. So let's do first some cat-cows to warm up the spine, also to help stretch out those abdominals. Then when ready, you're going to rock front and back, putting your body weight over your wrists and then sink back down backwards into your heels. Warming up the wrists appropriately. Practice gripping the mat with all of your fingers, making good solid contact. Gripping the mat and practicing holding your body weight over top your wrists and on your hands is going to be important to be able to be successful in a handstand. And that is our end goal. Now let's do some circles, clockwise and counterclockwise. And then flip your hands to where your fingertips are looking back at your knees. Rock back and then forward. Back and then forward. Really put your body weight on your hands in all positions. We're now going to do forearm planks. Get into position, tighten your core. Widen your feet to the width of the mat. Now let's do hip dips, left and right, using your side abdominals to move from left to right. Sink those hips down, pull them up, keeping the core tight, rolling on the feet. Back to forearm plank. Rock back and forth a few times, keeping the core tight, finding your center. Lower yourself down now to give yourself a break, and let's get into puppy pose. Just stretch out your shoulders and lengthen the spine. Back into position, forearm planks. But now dip your hips to touch the mat, pull them back up. Dip them down, pull them back up. Whenever you need to take a rest, please feel free to do so. Now let's get into lotus position, but clasp your hands behind your back. Pull your upper body as well as your feet upwards into like a bow pose, a bow shape. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Tense every muscle in your body while you do this, then release back down to the mat. Lift up and keep it. Tense every muscle in your body, balancing on your hips. Now release, lower down. All right, so now we are going to really do some good work here. You may want to stretch your back a little bit. You can lift up into cobra pose, take a moment, get your breath, and now get into plank position, but without fully extending or fully meeting the mat. Pulse a few times up and down to build up that body strength. Take a rest if you need to in child's position for a few moments. Now, lift up into modified push-ups, plank, modified push-up, plank, down to modified push-up. Of course, if you're strong enough to do a full push-up, please do so. I am not, I'm working my way up to it. Now let's get into plank position, and we're going to try our best to hold it for a long time. We're going to aim for a full minute. If you are a little bit shy of a minute, or if you can go over a minute, make this practice completely yours and whatever's challenging for your body. I'm going to take a moment here into child's pose so that I can kind of get my composure up before I really stress my body out. Now let's get into our plank position. Focus on the breath, breathing in and breathing out. I like to count every single time I exhale and try to get that number to the highest possible. And then the next time I practice my planks, I do the same thing. I don't worry so much about the time clock, but I worry about meditating on my breath. And I try to think very hard on how many exhalations I can count up to before I push my body to failure. Because we're building muscle right now, we are pushing our body to work until muscle failure. That way we break our muscles down and they heal back up even bigger so that next time our performance will be even greater. We'll have greater stamina, greater strength, and we'll be able to do more things. When you're done with this, just go into child's pose. Give yourself a much needed break. This abdominal and upper body strength workout is a short one, but it's challenging, and it's challenging for me. I hope it was challenging for you. If we do this every day and stay consistent, hopefully in the next few months we'll be able to nail the handstand. I really want to be able to do a handstand by August. That's my goal. And whenever you're working out, of course, it's great to have a goal to work for, to just give you something to feel inspired about, something to help motivate you. Get into your downward facing dog, and let's work on, your feet don't have to be flush, but just work on getting that chest close to your upper thighs. When ready, roll forward into plank position again. Hold it and hold it, and then finally release. It was the last plank. Now, let's come into a seated position and try to regulate our breath. Come back into your body. Notice the energetic shifts within you and around you. Notice what parts of your body feel fatigued. Thank you so much and have a great day.